Hello, good morning, good afternoon. I'm very happy to be here with you today. Do you get the sound coming? Does the sound coming? Can you hear the voice coming? Today I would like to speak or to continue speaking about the firmament, rakia in Hebrew. Hello, hello. I'm very happy to see you here. Hello, hello. Rakia. Yes, rakia. Here it is. Rakia. So the verse says, let there be a firmament in the midst of the water, and it shall be a separator between water to water. And in the previous conversations, we mentioned that the firmament already exists in the water. How? In the following way, let us write the word water. Thank you. So we increased the volume and made a compression, so it will be heard. Thank you so much. So there is a firmament. How? When we write the word not shamayim, but excuse me. Yes, maim in Hebrew, mem yod. Mem. In this way, mem yod mem. The separator or the firmament is basically the yod. The yod which comes between the two mems. When the first mem, the regular mem with the opening, is in relation to upper water, or binah, to those who have a notion of the spheres. This is binah, this is understanding, this is upper water. And the lower mem, or the last mem, yeah, this is lower water. In the book of Zohar, they call it sometimes lower water. Here. So upper water is considered to be understanding, the water or the inspiration that comes from infinite. This is regular mem, which has an opening, and a final mem, lower water, which is considered to be like this world. So we have two kinds of water, and between them, not just that the letter Yod is, the book of Zohar says, or Tikkunei Zohar says, that between those two kinds of waters, or two worlds, because those are basically two kinds of worlds, this is the Yod. But even further, this is the righteous man. The righteous man, the Yod, this is a symbol for the righteous man, Tzaddik, here Yod, Tzaddik, yes. Yod is the Tzaddik, the 10 is the Tzaddik, or righteous person, yes. Between the infinite water and the water which are already conceived in vessels of this world. And between them is the righteous man, or the tzaddik. Is this concept understood? That the separator, yes, or the one that unites is basically the righteous or righteousness in us. If you have questions, please do ask. Yes, if you have questions about the concepts, please do ask, and I shall be happy to explain. Because we can say that the word for water in Hebrew, maim, mem, yod, mem, the visualization of the word in letters is a mirror. Why? Because there is a mem at the beginning, another mem at the end, and there's like a silver foil. We could call it a silver foil or yod, which is the rakia. Yes, the firmament that is between, because the word ma'im in Hebrew is basically a mirror, because we have mem. I just write mem as regular without beginning or end. It's just like a mem looking into itself in the mirror. Yes, mem, here, yod, mem, like this, without writing any final letters. This is, but I have to walk, I don't have the mirror effect to write the mem opposite. I just write it like this, like meme in English, yes? So we have mem, yod, mem. So the word maim, yes, is basically, by the way it is written, it is already a mirror. Yes, we have several words like this in Hebrew in which we can read from right to left and left to right. They will give us the same meaning. Let's say David, Daled Vav Daled. This is David. From right to left and from left to right, it's the same writing. Let's say I'll write it like this, David. Yes, David. Daled Vav Daled, from left to right or right to left, it gives the same meaning. We have the word for horse, sus. Sus, this is horse. From left to right to left, it's the same. And Nathan, Natan. Now we have here again final mem and regular, final noon and regular noon, but it's basically the same. Nathan in Hebrew, Natan, is a mirror. It has a name in English when we can read a word from right to left and from left to right, and it's the same word. So again, the word for water, maim, the name David, the word for horse in Hebrew, and the name Nathan, both can be read from right to left and from left to right, and this is the same meaning. Those are mirror words. So the word, it is interesting because when people want to see how they look in the mirror, yes, or they look in the water, and the water is a reflection, yes, of the face or of the object that we put in front of the water. But the water, the word for water in Hebrew mime is basically the mirror. We don't need to put something, an object, yes, in front of it, like the Greek legend of Narcissus looking to see his reflection in the water. We don't need to put, the water, the way it is structured, it is a mirror. Yes, so there is no need in a way to put the firmament like it is. It's already existing. And who is the firmament? The righteous man. The book of Zohar says, in a way, this is very, very interesting, because the righteousness of man is in between. Yes, we are, as humanity, not just a one singular man, person, or so, because there are no any person. This humanity as a strike. So humans are, in a way, appearing, or is the firmament between the upper water, or we could say the water above the clouds. It depends on how we want to portray the word. And there are water, in a way, under the clouds, and between them, the firmament is humanity. Do we understand this concept? That human is basically the firmament. Do we understand it? Yes. Are there any questions so far? Yes, Eniola, please expand further the difference between the upper water, 1 second, the screen, yes, the upper waters and lower waters. Okay. There was a lesson, I think it was, well, We made a lesson 2 days ago, Sunday. Well, there were few lessons online, like a stream lesson, and I will try because there are few ways to access or to answer. I mean, multiple ways to answer your questions. There are two kinds of waters. Yes, upper waters. Yes. I'll try one way now because there are several, so I'll try to move between the several ways of explaining, and whatever makes you, not makes you, but in a way comes to you as understanding, as a sense, it is good, whatever comes to you. So what is upper water? When, for instance, now I move for an explanation. There is a water, yes, that now there's like a glass and there are pure water in the glass, yes, and we can drink them. This is clear, this picture. There is a pure water in a glass, pure water, and we can drink them. Good water from the spring. This is clear. Yes. And there is a kind of water which is still as potent as a potency, which is the steam. Do we understand it? Because water, they have three, in a way, modes. Yes, the water, as they are in nature, they have three modes. I just moved between things that we could understand how the Zohar works. Three modes of water is the following: liquid as water to drink, yes, in a glass, as we have shown. And there is a steam, let's say when we cook the water to make tea, and then we hear a whistle. So the water are boiling, they become a steam, yes. They in the 100 degrees, yes, they become a steam. 100 degrees Celsius, they are boiling, yes, and they turn from liquid to mist or to steam, yes. And at point zero, in 0 degrees, the water, they how to say, become frozen and they turn into solid ice, in which we could step on if we want to, if it's strong enough. Is this clear? This is in nature. We have three modes of water. As a steam, when the steaming water, or we have a steam engine, yes, and just drinking water. This is the liquid, and when we put the water in the freezer, they become ice, something solid. Yes, like a cube of wood, solid. Yeah, is that clear? Yes, upper water is like clouds. They have potential for us. Upper water. Yes, it's like a mist which is not yet manifested. It's like a storage. Hevel, excellent. Hevel, this is the upper water. This is excellent. Very good. Yes, this is the potential of things. Yet there, above the clouds, waiting to be manifested for us. So, upper water, this is, so to speak, like, how do you say, stored, something in potential. that is waiting to be manifested, is not yet manifested. This is the upper water, which is, so to speak, unaddressed potential. And please pay attention, unaddressed potential. And there are water which already we can drink, liquid, we can use them and drink. And this is, in a way, lower water. Do we understand that? First of all, this, because we can drink them this moment. Just, there are many ways to speak about waters. This is one of them. There are many, many ways, but slowly. So, between those, let's say, upper water, which are, in a way, in a cloud, above the cloud, or like a cloud, and the manifested water, yes, or we can say even not just the water in a glass, the waters in the rivers at the moment, the water in the sea, or in the brook, or in the lakes. Yes, we can touch them. Yes. So between those two kinds of waters, there's human. Do we understand that? Or not? We are, in a way, human is between those two. Can we see that? Like, let's have this, let's say, image. Person stands next to a brook, so he can take, if the water are good, he can drink from the water of the brook, but still above him there is a cloud that in few hours might give us rain. So the man is standing between those worlds. Is that clear yet? So what is not yet being given as a rain is, in a way, a future. Can we see that? Because it's not yet been manifested. Because it's above the head, above the clouds. It is the future water, let's say. At the moment, we cannot touch those waters. We cannot feel the waters. We cannot make a usage from them, washing, drinking, and so. Yes? But it's like a storage that someday it will come as a rain. Is that clear? This is upper water. This is upper potential. Or the first mem, or the upper water, or understanding which is beyond time and space. Can we see through it? So, when in Genesis we hear the sentence, Yehi rakia betoch hamayim, and it shall separate between water to water, and this is what the Zohar says. The firmament rakia, says the Zohar, is righteousness tzaddik, or man or humanity, depends of how we would like to see the word tzaddik. Now the question is, why does the Zohar sees the righteous man, tzaddik, as the firmament between the upper water of Binah, of understanding, and the lower water of Malchut? Yes? Or the manifested, the future, and the already manifested, or the undressed potential and the manifestation. Why does the Zohar write such a concept? Why does the Zohar sees in the righteous man a firmament between the upper water and the lower water. Does anybody have an idea about it? Why is that so? Yes, Fernando, I would think that the tzaddik has the covenant. This is it. This is it. The tzaddik has the covenant. Yes, he can see beyond matter. This is it. 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 The imagined world. Imagine. This is it. This is it. I'm just making here the heater on. 1 second. That's correct. So, this is how Tikkun Zohar. Yes. 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 Right angle to her. Yes. 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 That's correct. That's correct. So this is interesting because this is what we were reading on Tikkun Zohar, because we started reading a few paragraphs from it. And the paragraph which we did not arrive to read, but now we are sharing here as a concept, is this kind of paragraph. That when the Bible says, Vaya'as Elohim et rakia, it means the rakia says, Tikkun Zohar or Zohar correction is the righteous man or tzaddik. Now, who can answer? Hello, Yanis, Shabbat Shalom. Yes, Yanis is asking what is defined as a tzaddik. Who can answer, Yanis? Who would like to answer, Yanis? What is the definition or what is defined as a tzaddik, as a righteous man? This is a question to everyone who wishes to participate in answering Yanis. Yes. Yes. Yes, Pixidis is writing to put sides around the animal, the cough. Yes, so what Pixidis offers is the following. We have the word Sadiq. 1 second. We have the word Sadiq, righteous, and Pixidis offers the following. 1 second, I'm going to write it. Yes. The word Sadi, how we spell the letter Sadi, is like Sayad, or Tzad, or hunter. Sayad is a hunter. Or we put sides or frame or a trap for the cough. The cough, it's not just a letter, but like a monkey or animal. Yes. So what is the righteous man or righteous attitude? Is to catch or to hunt the monkey mind, the mechanical mind. It's like a machine. You are speaking for hours about the fact that thinking is a mechanical process. It is always agitated and jumpy like a monkey. Yes? And the tzaddik or the righteous man understand that this is mechanical activity. Yes, the monkey animal mind, agitated, this is kind of agitation. And he bars it. He puts, not jail it, but he puts bars around it, like 90-degree angle, like what was also Eniola was writing here. He just put it behind bars and limits it. Okay, it says this is a mechanical activity. This is not reality. because all of us having like agitated thoughts and seemingly unresolved issues, conflict, whatever, all of us the same. And the righteous one in us, or the righteousness attitude in us, is to box it in, to put a fence around it, like Big City says, all of you are saying basically, to put it in a frame. This is a mechanical activity. The monkey mind, the cough, yes, with a long foot under the ground with a clipboard. This is like agitated mechanical process, and there's a limitation to it. And when we not put a cage, but we frame it, or we put, let's say, a fence around it and say, this is it. This is not who I am. This is not who we are. Yes, this is not who we are. The mechanical monkey mind that tells us, you did wrong once a week ago, you did not have put enough thought for the future to save. God knows what people have in their minds. This is a monkey mind. This is like agitated mind, mechanical activity. And to accept it, this is part of who we are. We did not create this. Every human born with this failing system, fail to deliver system. And the righteous attitude in us is just saying, this is it. This is what we have come with into this life, but this is not who we are. This is the tzaddik in us. Yes, this is the attitude of the tzaddik in us, in humans. Not to take seriously this animal behavior and to magnify it by speaking about the self and so on. Selfing is part of the activity of the monkey mind, selfing. To go with the stick, the long foot of the kuf, yes, this arm, and to selfie yourself. What can be more than this? So the righteous mindset in us see this animal activity, this monkey mind activity, and frame it and sees beyond it. Yes, he can see through, and he is connected to the upper water. Joseph, also in Egypt, this is interesting because this is not a historical story. Yes, who is Joseph in Egypt? We are, yes? Being able to see beyond this duality. Being able to see beyond the narration of the self. Narration, narrow, and our being able to see beyond the narration of what is only visible, yes, only manifested. The Egyptians, yes, they are very, their speciality was bureaucracy, yes, everything has to be written. What is not to be written will be written 10 times fold, yes. Not everything we can write, not everything is to express. Questions so far? Yes. Is not Jupiter Tzedek associated with the qualities of kindness? Yes. Yes. Goodness. Yes. 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 Jupiter. Yes. Yes, you ask about Jupiter as Tzedek. And Tzedek, I understand. And Tzedek hold also the tzaddik, the same letters of tzaddik with the letter yod. Yes, yes, yes. Jupiter and the Greek name The Greek name of Jupiter is Zeus, yes. You know the story about Greek mythology? What happens? You remember the Greek mythology story about Zeus? Later is been related through the Roman mythology as Jupiter Tzedek. You remember the story? No. Yes, maybe maybe friends here wants to write. Yes. Maybe you would like to write. Jupiter has many stories. Yes, yes, yes. So Zeus, there was like Zeus was. Now we speak about the Greek mythology because the parallel, since you brought Jupiter as Tzedek, which is part of Tzedek, righteousness, and so the parallel name for Jupiter, because Jupiter is a Roman name, the parallel Greek name is Zeus. Zeus, son of Kronos. And there was some kind of a prophecy that one of the children of Kronos will be governed or shall be a king instead of him. Yes? And whenever a child was born to Kronos, he was afraid that he didn't know which child will be a king because there was a prophecy. So to make sure that none of the born future children or the children which are being born will become king, one day when they were born, he just ate them. Yes, Kronos. Yes. Whenever his wife gave birth to a baby child, he ate the child. But the child would not grow and be a king instead of him. So Kronos did 5 times. Whenever his wife gave birth to a baby, he just ate it. And 5 times this has happened time after time, until at the 6th time, yes, when his wife gave a birth to a baby, she has had it because she had seen it already 5 times that he is eating her babies. So she has had it. So when she gave birth to the 6th child, 6th baby, what did she do? She took a stone. She took a stone and she wrapped the stone with a blanket or with a towel. Like what happens, the midwife, what do they do when there's a birth occurring? When the baby comes out from the womb, immediately. Yes, you're all right, of course, yeah. When the baby comes out of the womb, the midwife, because in the womb it's very warm, and once the baby goes out from the womb, the midwife attending the labor, they immediately wrap the babies with towel or with warm blankets, that they will have the sense of warmth and protection and hugging like the womb was holding the baby. So when her 6th baby was born, she has had it. She said, again, he will eat this 6th baby that I'm giving birth to. And she's had it. And she took a stone, yes. And yes, excellent. She took a stone, wrapped it in a towel or a blanket, and served her husband like, this is the new 6th baby child that we have together. And what did he do? He thought it's a baby. He thought, I'm going to eat it again, that he will not be a king. So he ate the stone. He didn't know it's a stone. So he took the blanket and ate it. And with the blanket or the towel, he ate the stone. And once he swallowed the stone, suddenly he puked out of his mouth the other 5 babies that he has already eaten. And so the other gods or the other brothers of Zeus would live again. And he, in a way, put them a place to be in the Olympus, yes, in the high mountains. But again, but still, the mother of the baby was afraid that he will discover this child, so she hid him in a cave. And she put the nymphot to protect, meaning babies are crying, so she put the nymphot because they could sing as well and make sounds. So she put the nymphot with him in a cave that whenever he cries, they will sing with him and make music or so. And this baby could not be detected in the cave. And this baby grew to be a beautiful, handsome young boy called Zeus. And once he walked as an adult man, and he meets Cronus, which is his father. But since he grew in a cave, yes, he doesn't recognize that this is his father. So he offered him a grail with nectar or with wine, which has also inside leaves of roses and mustard, and Cronus is gone as a king, and a prophecy in a way comes to be. And Zeus, he's the new king, and his 5 brothers and sisters sitting in the Olympus, in the high mountains. And the parallel, this is Zeus in a Greek mythology. But when this mythology moves to Rome, he gets a name, Jupiter, or in Hebrew, Tzedek, justice. This is the story about Jupiter or Zeus or Tzedek. So, going back to Tzedek, what or who is the righteous one in us, or the right, it's not the one in us, because all of us, it's about attitude. What is the attitude of the Tzedek? That the Tzedek, the righteousness, comes with the Yod, with the covenant between heaven and earth. So what is the righteous attitude? Consists of the justice, and justice is always round, yes, because it is complete. In geometry, the most complete form is circle. Yes, yes. There again, the 6, like Adam created on the 6th. Yes, yes, yes. Excellent, excellent. Questions or thoughts? So, righteousness, again, it's not about personality issue, it's an attitude. It's an attitude or a mindset. Yes. Jupiter does not have the Yod. Yes, Fernando, please say what you want to say. You mean as Tzedek? Jupiter as Tzedek? This is what you mean? Yes. one thing about, I would like to speak about the language. Language, Safa. Safa. Safa is a language. The language, the value of Safa is 380 and 85. Safa language. Weinreb says something very interesting as regarding to Joseph in Egypt. Weinreb says that when Potiphar's wife asked him to be with her, when everybody's going to celebrate the celebration of the Nile, because the day this has happened with the wife of Potiphar, everybody in Egypt were not at home. They were attending a celebration of the Nile, when the water, people of Egypt used to always go for celebrations when the water of the Nile River used to rise up. They used to see in when the water are rising up as a great revelation. So they used to celebrate when the water were coming. And please remember, this is also to connect to our basic idea of upper water and lower water. So the water of the Nile, yes, river in Egypt, is the lower water because they're coming in a way from the river. They're not coming as rain. And this was the first premise of this conversation. So when the lower water used to rise up, all the Egyptians used to go and to celebrate it, yes, to celebrate the rising of the water. And since Joseph never participated in those things, he stayed at home. But, and this is interesting because it's not about relations between people, as people tend to think this is not a personal story, but ideas are coming through humans. And the idea of all this happening with the wife of Potiphar is that the language, the common spoken language, would like that the righteous man, in this case Joseph, will speak the common language, and he refuses. Is not what people tend to think, that those relations are between male and female. Do we understand? It is between two concepts. What is the concept of the righteousness in a person? Is reason, pure language, pure words. What the common speech on the street is whatever, yes? Speaking without intention, speaking without reason. And this is the request of Potiphar's wife. Not, again, not as a biological, let's say, creature, but the temptation, as Pixidis wrote it before very beautifully, the animal wants the divinity, yes, to come to it. And Joseph refuses. Do we understand that? Joseph does not lend, to say to borrow, yes, to borrow his wisdom to the common spoken language of the street. Do we understand that? This is not about historical story. A person does not lend his potential to be driven by a mob on the street or on the mob by the net. Do we understand this perspective? You say this is, how do you say, gas chambers between mobs. A righteous attitude would not participate because righteous attitude will see that it will fail anyway. So why to participate in it? People always think that to have a lot of money in the bank is something which is worth to pursue. And houses and cars, I don't know what else, what people collect, yes? But people do not think that their attention is a great source that they have. And what they give their attention is basically the best investment. Excellent. He refuses to sleep with duality. Yes. 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 He is from the land of the one. This is why she called him Eved Ivri, Hebrew slave. She is the one to name him Eved Ivri. She's complaining that the Hebrew slave does not give his consent to her. You know what the value? No, you know the value of Eved Ivri. What is the value of Hebrew slave? She is upset. What is the value of Hebrew slave? 358. Like which word? Which word in Hebrew has the value of 358? Yeah. Opposite, yes. Yes, 385 language, but 358, yes, you remember? 350, Mashiach, very good, Mashiach. Mashiach has the value of 358. So, Mashiach, 358. Eved Ivri, Hebrew slave, 358. And this is the claim of the Potiphar's wife. Eved Ivri letzachek, this Hebrew slave is laughing at us because the Messiah, Eved Ivri, we can replace Hebrew slave with what? The Messiah is refusing to sleep with the common language of the street, with the common language of duality. And Yanis was asking about to keep the spoken word, yes? To watch the language. Yes. So, again, Hebrew slave, Eved Ivri equals Messiah. And Messiah Do not speak words that belongs to the mob, to duality. The language of the market. Action, buy it in $5, in $3. Action, buy the car in $50, not in $200. Paying credit, paying golden coins. He does not speak this language. The Messiah doesn't, this is not even the story about Joseph in Egypt. The Messiah does not deal with duality at all. Yes, excellent. Joseph representing peace cannot sleep with cows. Excellent. Excellent. Abigail, excellent. Yes, reason does not unite or come together with cows. Those are two different realms. Reason and cows, they live in different buildings. They don't compute. Very good. Excellent. With this beautiful understanding, I would like to thank all of you for coming here, for participating with your ideas, with your contribution to what is happening here. And I hope to see you here soon. Thank you so much, and shalom, shalom.